so excited to be with you today. I had heard a lot about the Philippines growing up, but had never visited until 3 years ago. Our countries have been intertwined for decades. In fact, your family and my family are probably intertwined to some degree because during World War II, my father served here alongside your ancestors, your relatives, to make sure that you had freedom. I heard about, thank you.
M-Pesa, it's similar to PayPal, but in less developed countries, where impoverished people didn't have a way to exchange money easily. They can deposit money at any convenience store, etc., around the country, and then it goes into their account and they can transfer money. If I want to buy an egg from you, I just transfer it to you using my cell phone and M-Pesa. I call it the goat billboards. These innovative goat herders decided to put their cell phone number on the goats. If you want to buy a goat, or 2 or 200, you just call that cell phone number and you say, hey, I want 100 of your goats. And through M-Pesa, the customer pays the goat herder, and the customer then goes and picks up the goats.
Chris said the most amazing breakthroughs come from teams who like working together and people who know they're contributing to something important. They know they're contributing to something important. So Chris reminds them on a regular basis that we are working to save millions of lives every year. That gives people more passion, more focus on creating good work. I feel my work makes an impact. Look at that. 80% of when the managers communicate, here's the impact we have, that's amazing. The employees feel they know they're making an impact, twice as many as when the managers don't communicate.
Largest skill shortage in the U.S. You want to guess? What's the largest skill shortage in the U.S.? Soft skills. The U.S. is short 1.4 million professionals with soft skills, with people skills, communication skills. Communication is the #1 skill in demand in all 100 big cities that LinkedIn studied. Communication is the #1 skill lacking, not technical expertise, communication.
What are some ideas you have of what you could do tomorrow on your team to create some psychological safety? So I'm going to give you 90 seconds to come up with as many ideas as you can on what you could do back at your office.
Can you give me a drum roll? As I share with you which one was most important. Ready?
Seth Godin said, let's stop calling them soft skills. They might be skills, but they're not soft. James O'Toole from the University of Denver said, as one's power grows, one's willingness to listen shrinks. There's more to the quote, but I want to just pause and let that one sink in. As your power grows, your willingness to listen shrinks. Because one thinks they know more than their employees, ouch, or because seeking feedback will come at a cost. Those of you in the CEO positions, managers positions, please heed this. We don't want your willingness to listen to shrink. I created this term, leaderful listening. Leaderful listening is when great leaders strive to fully understand others' ideas and perspectives. They respectfully ask probing questions without arguing. Even though this is my quote, I still have a hard time with this. I still find myself arguing with people that I respect and love and adore. I argue with them rather than pulling out. Tell me more. Help me understand. We're all works in progress. I have had to learn that I am not perfect. Are you? No. So when you've got a quote like that, you try to be that person, and I'm not always that person. That's what I strive to be.
A few years ago, I went to a Genius Bar for a very complicated problem with my Mac. I spent 3 hours at the Genius Bar with the genius that day. The genius was named Kaylee. I said, Kaylee, what do you like about being a genius? He said, we don't just fix equipment. We repair relationships. He knew, Apple knows, that if there's a problem with your equipment, you are not going to probably buy another one. You're going to be more reticent to buy another one. He spent 3 hours with me that day in order to make sure that my relationship was solid with him. Some of you may know that Apple has one of the highest loyalty rates among companies. I bought my first Apple in 1989. I've never bought another brand.